The live TV studio thrummed with a reverent hush as the legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov, his rugged frame a testament to decades of unyielding discipline, sat beneath the studio lights, his piercing eyes glistening with a torrent of buried emotions. Each scar on his face a silent story of survival and sacrifice, while the host, voice quivering with awe and reverence, welcomed the audience back with a warm smile, the air crackling with anticipation as he unveiled a soul-shaking surprise. Letter from Ibrahim Traoré, a message poised to fracture the champion's ironclad exterior and reveal the man beneath the myth. Khabib, with a slow, deliberate nod, laden with the weight of his Dagestani heritage, murmured his readiness, his deep voice splintering with the first hint of vulnerability as the host, tears welling in his own eyes, unfolded the crisp paper, and read aloud with a trembling tone, "Dear Khabib, your unshakable strength and humble spirit have ignited a flame in me that words can scarcely contain. Your extraordinary journey from the icy, windswept peaks of Dagestan to the undisputed throne of the UFC has redefined the very essence of sacrifice and resilience. I stand in awe of your unwavering devotion to family, faith, and honor, and this letter is my humble tribute to you, a guiding star for millions across the globe. With boundless respect and admiration, Ibrahim Traoré." The atmosphere in the studio thickened with emotion as Khabib's stoic mask crumbled, tears pooling in his dark eyes, a single glistening drop carving a slow, deliberate path down his weathered cheek, the camera zooming in with tender precision, to unveil the raw vulnerability of a warrior who once tamed the octagon's fiercest beasts, his voice breaking into a hoarse whisper as he struggled to respond. "Ibrahim, this pierces my soul. Thank you. My father's voice lives in every word of this. He taught me to fight with honor, to shield our name with every breath. And now he's gone, taken by the silence of the earth. But your words resurrect him, bring him back to me in this moment." The audience erupted in a tearful, thunderous applause, hands clapping softly yet resoundingly, the host sliding a tissue across the table with a gentle hand as Khabib's calloused fingers trembled, his mind swept into a vivid cascade of flashbacks training. Scars etched deep into his skin from the frozen wilderness of Dagestan, the sting of icy winds biting at his flesh as he rolled in the snow with his father Abdulmanap. The old man's gruff voice barking orders with the force of a winter storm. "Khabib, pain is your forge. Bend it to your will. Let it shape you into steel." The sharp tang of blood and sweat mingling as they sparred beneath the starlit sky, the crunch of frost underfoot, and the heart-shattering day he stood graveside, lowering his father into the cold earth, a silent prayer escaping his lips amid the falling snowflakes, his mother's sobs echoing in the distance. Wiping his tears with a shaky hand, Khabib choked out through a constricted throat, "Life is more than victory in the cage. It's the trembling hands of my mother kneading bread in our village kitchen, the warm, earthy scent filling the air, the laughter of my cousins echoing through the narrow streets of Sildi, the hollow ache of losing. My father, my coach, my guiding star, and this letter. It's as if he's here, his rough hand on my shoulder, whispering that I've honored him, that I've carried his dream." The host, his own voice thick with emotion, urged Khabib deeper into his soul, unlocking a floodgate of memories that poured forth like a river breaking its banks, including the seismic Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor fight on October 6, 2018. A night forged in the crucible of fire and fury, a battle that transcended sport and became a clash of cultures, faiths, and personal honor. Khabib's eyes darkened to a stormy hue, his voice rising with a potent blend of rage and anguished pride. "Conor, he spat on everything I hold sacred, my father, my religion, my nation. He stood on that mic and called us Dagestani rats, mocked our prayers with a sneer, paraded his arrogance like a crown. And when he attacked our bus with that dolly, shattering glass and spirits, I saw red. My blood burned with a fire I couldn't quench, because this wasn't just a fight. It was a war for my family's soul, for the honor of every man, woman, and child in Dagestan who looked to me as their shield. The crowd leaned in, breathless, hanging on every word. As he relived the choreography with meticulous detail. Round 1. Khabib stalking forward like a predator, his feet silent on the canvas, feinting with a sharp jab to test McGregor's guard. The Irishman countering with a crisp left hook that whistled past. But Khabib's explosive double-leg takedown erupted, driving McGregor to the mat with a thud that echoed through the T-Mobile Arena. Elbows raining down like thunderbolts. McGregor scrambling to survive. Round 2. Khabib's pressure unrelenting. A second takedown slamming McGregor down with bone-jarring force. Ground and pound resonating with each precise strike. The Irishman's defense cracking under the weight of Khabib's will. Round 3. McGregor wobbled, his legs betraying him. Khabib's right hand landing a staggering blow. Another takedown. The crowd roaring like a tidal wave. Round 4. The climax. Khabib's neck crank locked with surgical precision. McGregor's face contorted in defeat, tapping out as the arena erupted. Khabib standing victorious. His record now 27-0, etched in the annals of history. Tears streamed anew, carving rivers down his face. Winning that fight was my life. My father was ill, confined to a hospital bed, watching through a screen. His breath weak, but his eyes fierce. I had to prove to him, to my people, that our way, our faith, our pride could never be shattered. Conor's venom fueled my fury, his words a blade in my heart. But my father's love was my shield, his lessons my armor. He paused, his breath hitching, recalling the pre-fight trash talk transcripts with a bitter edge. McGregor's taunts at the press conference, his voice dripping with venom. I'll make Khabib run back to the mountains. He's a backward savage, a coward hiding behind his team. Khabib's icy retort cutting through the noise. I will smash your head. You talk too much. Respect is earned with blood, not words. The tension escalating to the bus attack. McGregor wielding a dolly like a weapon, smashing glass as Khabib's cousins restrained him. Rage consuming his every fiber. A moment shaped by Abdulmanap's philosophy. Control your anger, Khabib. Let it fuel your fight, not your fall. Use it to rise above. Khabib's childhood prayers flickered through his mind, kneeling on a worn prayer rug in their modest home. The faint scent of wood smoke in the air. Reciting surahs under his father's watchful gaze, his small voice trembling with devotion. Vowing to honor Allah and his family, each prayer a stepping stone to the octagon, a lifeline to his roots. The host pressed on, and Khabib unfolded McGregor's provocations with a scholar's analysis. The psychological warfare, the racial slurs hurled like daggers. You're all the same, dirty Dagestanis. The beer can tossed in mockery, each jab a wound to his heritage, igniting a fire only victory could quench. A fire that burned through the weigh-ins, the stare-downs, the pre-fight pressers. Post-fight media reactions flooded the airways. ESPN, hailing Khabib's dominance. A masterclass in pressure, a clinic of control, analysts dissecting every move, TMZ sensationalizing the brawl. Khabib's rage justified, McGregor's mouth cost him. Fans on X chanting, King of Dagestan reigns supreme. Alhamdulillah. The crowd's cheers thundering. Khabib, eagle, undisputed. As he leapt into the stands, confronting McGregor's team with a fury born of honor, later reflecting with regret, yet defiance. I lost control for a moment, but I'd do it again for my father's name, for the pride he instilled. The host, his voice choked with emotion, prompted more, and Khabib's monologues deepened into a wellspring of raw humanity. Retirement tears on October 24, 2020, kissing the cage floor with trembling lips, dedicating it to his father, his village, his God, recounting Abdulmanap's training tenets with reverence. Wrestling is life, submission is art. Never break under pressure. Let your spirit soar. Memories of sparring with bears as a boy. The bear's growl a challenge. His father's laughter a reward. The pride of his first takedown at 6, pinning a cousin in the dirt. The pain of his father's final breath, rasping through a hospital room, the silence that followed. He whispered through tears, "This is for Dagestan. For every boy praying under the stars with frost on his breath. For my father who gave his soul to mold me. For Ibrahim who sees the man behind the fighter." The audience, spellbound, felt every scar, every sob, their cheers swelling. "Khabib, legend, eagle." As he recounted village tales running barefoot through snow, wrestling goats, the communal feasts, the elders' wisdom, his mother's lullabies. Each memory a thread in a tapestry of resilience. The host, visibly moved, promised more after the break, the screen fading to a haunting melody. Khabib's tear-streaked face a magnetic force, his saga a powerful pull keeping viewers riveted. Hungry for every heartbeat, every whispered prayer, every roar of triumph.